Hello world, welcome back to my channel. My name's Paul. Look where we are, guys. Galle in Sri Lanka. Incredible. I said in the last video, but Yaneth and I, we met in Cartagena in Colombia, and this reminds us of Cartagena. It's about the same age, but this is more Dutch, that's Spanish, but very, very similar. Amazing, guys. But I'm waffling. I'm going to go and do a few things, but we'll show you around. I think I told you before, guys, but maybe 25 years ago, oh no, it'd be 30 years ago at least now, because I was still a big drinker back in those days. But my friend Mark, oh, you've met Mark a few times in the West Australian videos, he had a sapphire mine in Queensland and his partner quit. So he rang me up in Perth, said, look, I need someone to help me on the mine. So I went straight over there. His wife, his girlfriend, mother of Lucas and Ryan, she left and went to Katherine in the Northern Territory, and then a couple of days later, like girls always do, oh, come and get me, I miss you. So we had to drive from Anarchy in Queensland to Katherine in the Northern Territory, which is about maybe 3,000 kilometres, and we had about $150 between the two of us. And I'd just done a trip to Cairns with sapphire chip, which is stuff we got out of the mine. It's not cuttable, but it still looks beautiful. And I'd swapped hotel rooms and meals and things for this chip. And I'd always told people, look, this isn't cuttable, but beautiful. And they say, yeah, we understand. I said to Mark, let's buy a heap of chips. So we went round to the other mines, friends of ours, and said, look, we want to buy some chip, we're going. And as soon as they heard money, they started ripping us off. But Mark said, I met this guy in a pub once that can sell us cut stone really cheap. And so we went and saw him. So we got $50 to spend. He said, yeah, no worries, guys. So he gets out a little box, like these boxes you can see here. And he put 3 beautiful blue stones in it. Only small, maybe quarter to half a carat. And then I thought, yeah, I can get $50 each for them. So we've just tripled our money. Then he put 3 yellows in, and then he put 3 greens in. So we got 9 stones. And he's done this a lot. Jim's his name. He's done this a lot to get rid of people, because the Anarchy Gemfields is a nil employment area, so you can't get the dole. So there's a lot of people living there, and if they're not making money out of their mine, they've got no money, so they just end up being bums off other people. What Jim didn't realise is 2 days later we'd ring him again for another parcel, and 2 days later after that we'd ring him again for another parcel, and at least once a week I ordered parcels for at least 15 years. It kept me drunk all over Australia and New Zealand. Amazing. But anyway, guys, I've been going into all these because Ceylon sapphires, or Sri Lankan sapphires, are very famous all around the world. I've been going into all these gem shops all over Sri Lanka, and I know what these stones are worth. Like, some of them are worth cost $5 or $10 wholesale. And a guy just down the road here tried to get 2 grand off me. I said, no mate, I'm in the business, I know what these are worth. He said, oh no, for me it's worth 2 grand. This shop here, which is on lane 2 in Galle, in the Galle Fort, into Lanka Gems. He actually gave me a fair price, guys. He's made maybe $20 US profit instead of trying to make hundreds of dollars profit. So guys, if you want to buy some stone in Sri Lanka or in Galle, come to Lanka Gems, tell them Mad Dog sent you, or tell them Paul sent you, and he'll do you a good deal. Yeah, we're in Abacate. I'm surprised it's empty. There's a lot more restaurants up the road here, but this one got really high ratings in Google. So let's see, but tourists everywhere here, guys, just everywhere. We'll have a good look around here today, but I've waffled enough about sapphires and things, so we're going to eat our breakfast and we'll show you the fort later. Janet's having the coconut pancakes, the Sri Lankan pancakes. It's got sort of a minced coconut inside. We've had that quite a few times. I'm having the best hoppers I've ever tasted in my life, just amazing. And all these little condiments. That one's really spicy, but these two are delicious. And straight across the road from our hotel is a mosque, and they're having a festival today, so the street's blocked off. We can't get the tuk-tuk out. Well, we probably could, but I don't want to interrupt anyone's festivities. And as I was walking past there this morning, they gave me a piece of cake and jelly, so that was really nice. And the furthest away thing on our list of things to do is the cathedral, which was 1.5 kilometers from our hotel. So we're going to head there and then make our way back. This is the gates to the fort. We'll be coming through here again in a little while. Let's go and see the cathedral. And guys, this is St Mary's Cathedral. Janet's just gone in to say a quick prayer while I look around. It says 1874 up the top, but the foundation stone was actually laid in 1821. And it was built by a Belgian monk, so obviously the Portuguese and the Dutch must have been gone by then. Yeah, there's a lot of history between the Portuguese and the Dutch, because this was part, Gaul was a big part of the world spice trade. And we're just down the road from St Mary's, and we came to see this Hindu temple, Tamil temple, and it started raining, so we came into this little tea shop, and it's just next to the temple. You can't miss the temple. When you're walking to St Mary's, you'll see this just off the side of the road. And I had a mango tea and Janet had a passion fruit. Delicious. And I would have guessed this had been 1,000 years old maybe, but the girl at the tea shop was saying it's only about 50 years old. Beautiful though. All the work's gone into that sculpturing. Amazing. One thing I'll say about Sri Lanka, guys, is how clean it is. But look at this. All the bottles. A lot of this will have been washed in from the sea during the tides, but a lot of it's been washed down the river because of all this rain. Yeah. So if you might throw one plastic bottle out and it's nothing, but by the time it gets to here, it's millions and millions of plastic bottles. All right, here's the fort behind us. I've got my hand behind the camera, so hopefully I'm stopping the wind. And we're going to just have a look at this little bridge, and then we'll go and have a look at the fort. Now the fort was, they originally started building the fort, the Portuguese, in the 15th century, so 500 years ago, 400 years ago. Then the Dutch came and conquered, because the spice trade was so important that the Dutch came. They had it for a couple of 100 years, but then the English took over. So this entrance here was put in by the English in the 1800s, because it was a lot easier getting in here than it was the little wooden bridge from the original fort, because these guys would have had a lot of stuff coming through here. In the old days it just would have been horses. There's a lot of different bastions, they call them, which I'm guessing are ramparts, areas of protecting the harbour. And let's head up on top of the wall. Everywhere we go there's girls and boys cuddling and kissing. And yeah, so we're going to head up on the wall, have a bit of a look around. Oh look guys, so this is what this entry into the harbour is what they'd be protecting here. Just amazing guys. I'm a bit puffed, we've been doing a lot of walking and all that Indian food. I'm not fit and healthy like I was in Indonesia and Philippines. And guys, this clock tower, you can see this for miles when you're coming into town. This is a lot younger. As you can see, the walls, this was built by the English in 1883. Yeah, you can see the difference in these walls and the stonework of the tower. And here I believe this is called the Moon Gallery, and I think it's the people that have owned this over the history. It's the Portuguese. Then we come up Lascarine. I don't know who the Lascarines were. He's got a rock in his hand instead of a gun. The Chinese here maybe. Malays. Got the slave there, and the Portuguese. And here we are at the top. That's we're about halfway up the British clock tower. Sorry guys, it's really blowing a gale. I hope my hand behind the camera is stopping the wind noise. Look at this. So it would have protected the harbour, protected the natural harbour over here, and also they had a lot of people trying to conquer them from land as well. There was a lot of money in spices. It was more than gold in those days. Spices and silk. behind me here is the Star Bastion, and I'm guessing, I'm not a commander or anything, but I'm guessing it would have been one of the most important bastions here, because this is, the boats would have anchored out in this bay here, and the rowboats would have come into here. So this would have been protecting the whole in here. Just amazing, guys. There's the clock tower. What a day. And it goes forever around this side and the other way. We'll show you as much as we can. Well, guys, this is the National Museum. It's just near, this is the fort right here. Let's go in and have a look what's in the National Museum of Gaul. And the Chinese were also very important here in the 13th and 14th century. So before the Dutch arrived, the Chinese came here, and this was considered, before when we were at the port, I said spices and silk were more important than gold. This was considered part of the Silk Road. Even though we're on an island, it was a very important part of the silk trade around the world. This is the Dutch Reformed Church. This was built in 1755, which, oh yeah, so the Portuguese had it first. I'm getting a bit confused, so many people have owned this place. Those of you who have been following my channel will know all these old buildings. I'm excited, it's just amazing. And the more we walk around, the more this reminds me of Cartagena, no baby? Yes. It's exactly like Cartagena where we met. The difference is that was Spanish, this is Portuguese and Dutch, but at the time their architectures were very, very similar around the world. Janet's in doing some souvenir shopping for all her friends, and I'm having a well-needed sit down. Now guys, I keep mentioning Cartagena in Colombia. If you want to see some good videos on Cartagena, check out Traveling Cuervo. I'll write that here, and I'll put the description, the link in the description. She was a history major. Now she gets government grants to travel all around the world making videos, but she was a history major. She's got a YouTube channel, and her understanding of history and her joy in history is just really, really infectious, guys. So check out her channel. She's been all over the world. Her latest grant was to study the Viking culture in I forget how she worded it, but it's how all these white supremacists and things are wrongly using Viking culture as their culture. And it's a very, very intelligent girl. One of my favourite channels, really. Oh, we just came out to get something to eat, and we discovered a new part of Gaul, just the other way down our street. I think here might be Crow Island. But here, in front of us, it's the lighthouse. And sorry guys, I don't know when that was built, but I think it's quite a modern one by the look. And we've got the temple over there, other stuff on the point. Oh, this is beautiful. Guys, we had such a big day yesterday that when we went back to the hotel, we really didn't want to do anything else. So, this big building here, oh, look, monkey in the tree. Can you guys see that? Yeah, this beautiful old building here. This is the Maritime Archaeology Museum, which would be full of shipwrecked stuff and things. Just amazing. Can you see these monkeys up here, guys? Do they show up on the GoPro? Whole family of monkeys up there. But anyway, guys, we've got to get on the road today. We've got about 3.5 hours to Colombo. That's Google Maps hours, so more like about 5 hours driving. But we've got 2 days to do it, so we're just going to get maybe 3 hours up the road and find somewhere to stay the night. Guys, what a beautiful little town Gaul is. The whole of Sri Lanka, it's a very, very expensive country. You know, just meals at $15, $20 a person and things, but amazing, friendly people, and beautiful, beautiful country. The big tsunami, so many people here were killed all over Sri Lanka, all over Asia really. And this giant Buddha was built by the Japanese Sri Lankan Friendship Society to remember the people that lost their lives in the tsunami. And I guess this is a good time to say sign off. Got plenty of footage. So if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, hit that Mad Dog icon up there or the subscribe button down below. May as well hit that bell icon while you're down there. I always try and respond to your comments, so leave a comment, give me a big thumbs up, share this video everywhere you can. We'll see you in the next one.